let's jump right into it. Toronto Raptors match up with the Washington Wizards. Now, for those of you out there, this is a potential, depending on how these teams finish out the year, potential playoff matchup. The Toronto Raptors led the series, of course. They were looking for a series sweep. Didn't go down. Triple overtime. Dan, I want to start with you because you were the broadcaster of the game. You got to listen to Matt and the guys talk about the game. What were your impressions? What was your takeaway from the execution at the end of the game? We didn't see DeMar take a lot of shots for the Toronto Raptors in the final.
Well, the game just wouldn't end. That's the first thing that comes to mind right now. 3 hours and I think 32
Longest
minutes.
game in Raptors history.
Longest game from start to finish that we've ever seen. And I think you just saw two young teams, emerging teams in the league, really battling it out. The Raptors had beat the Wizards 3 times already this season, but there was a different feel last night. It's hard to beat a team 4 straight, especially when you're pretty much evenly matched. As the game went down, the Raptors, a lot of guys were falling out with foul trouble. There were injuries.
Guys who played 40 minutes.
Yeah, I think DeMar played over 50 minutes. It was just a battle of attrition, and I think both teams were tired. And in that third overtime, Washington made a couple more plays than the Raptors did, and they escaped with the win.
Yes, Jerome, touching down in the city, the Raptors are hot right now. Looking at the playoffs, I mean, the last time the team was this hot, you were a member. So talk about this group and what you saw on the floor. How impressed are you right now with the Toronto Raptors? Despite the loss, I mean, one of the best fourth-quarter teams in the NBA since the trade.
Exactly. I'm very impressed with the Raptors right now. I really like their cohesiveness and their chemistry on the court. DeMar and Kyle Lowry have really synchronized their efforts, and they're really bringing the excitement back to the city. And once playoffs time hits, I think these fans are really going to respond to all the tough, hard-nosed defense. Last night's game is just one of those games where, it's grinded out, and this team obviously wants to win. Washington, they went down 3 games, and with a leader like John Wall, all-star, slam dunk extraordinaire, he's ready to get it done. So last night they were able to get that win.
Crunch time, he created a lot of shots for his players. So we're going to get to the Montrealers. I'll start with you, Phil, though. What's the word out there? You guys got to watch the game in Montreal. Are they talking about the Raptors out there?
Raptors big time.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Raptors have this little kind of home court appeal to a lot of people there. But the fact is, they're winning. They're in the playoffs. And anytime you do that, you're going to get some love. And honestly, we're seeing some jerseys around town. Montreal is not just a hockey mecca, I'm telling you. There is a lot of love ever since the Nets came into town. They have jerseys, everything. But the Raptors, ever since JV, every player on that team is honestly getting a stranglehold as a fan favorite. Like, we were seeing DeMar DeRozan jerseys all over the town, Terrence Ross. I'm having conversations daily about the Toronto Raptors, how they're building up JV fans. There's a big international crowd in Montreal like there is here in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of love.